They told you the secret to life is effort. Work harder, push more, repeat your affirmations louder, force the universe to bend to your will. But here is the myth. Effort is not the key. Strain is not the doorway. Neville Goddard whispers something different, something softer, quieter, almost too simple to believe. The secret is not in how you fight through the day, but in how you surrender at night. Yes. The true workshop of creation is not your waking hours, it is the moment before sleep. That drowsy, half-lit threshold where the mind loosens its grip, where the body falls into stillness, where the subconscious waits, open like fertile soil. You see, the last thought you carry into sleep becomes the seed of tomorrow. The picture you impress upon your inner self at night is the world you walk into in the morning. This is Neville's revelation, that your life is not built by accident. It is shaped night after night by the silent conversation between your imagination and your sleep. Think about it. Most people drift off in worry. They rehearse failure, loneliness, debt, regret. They let the day's noise echo as the final note of consciousness. And then they wonder why the same problems return with the sunrise. But what if you could choose differently? What if bedtime was not the dumping ground for fear, but the altar for creation? Neville gives us a practice so disarmingly simple it almost feels childish. A mantra, a small phrase, a seed of feeling. Isn't it wonderful? Or, I am secure. Or, I am loved. Not long speeches, not complicated rituals, just a short sentence repeated gently until the body falls asleep and the subconscious says yes. This is real. This is mine. Pause with me here. Imagine yourself tonight. You lie down, turn off the light. Normally your mind would race, but instead you choose. You breathe, you soften, you whisper inwardly, "Isn't it wonderful?" Again, "Isn't it wonderful?" Until the words no longer feel like effort, but like a lullaby. The phrase drifts with you into the dark, and in that silent descent, something unseen is planted. This is not superstition. It is not wishful thinking. It is the law Neville spoke of. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and sleep in it. Let me tell you a story. A man sits on the edge of his bed, bills stacked high on his table, his heart heavy, his breath tight. Every night he falls asleep rehearsing the fear. What if I can't make it? What if I fail? The fear repeats. The fear shapes his days. But then he hears Neville's words. He decides just once to try. That night, instead of counting his troubles, he closes his eyes and whispers inwardly, "I am free." I am secure. At first, it feels like a lie. His mind protests, his chest still tightens, but he keeps going softly, slowly, until the words sink into the rhythm of his breath. And then, sleep takes him. The next morning, nothing seems different. The bills remain, the problems remain. But something inside him has shifted. A calmness, a strange quiet faith, and night after night he returns to the mantra, "I am free. I am secure." Weeks later, opportunities he never expected begin to appear. A small promotion, an old friend offering help. Circumstances reshaping themselves as though magnetized by his new inner state. He realizes it was never about the world first. It was always about the seed planted in the night. Do you see the pattern? Life does not change from effort alone. It changes when you change what you carry into the silence of sleep. This is why Neville called the nighttime practice the most powerful, not the hours of busy striving, but the 5 minutes before you drift away. For in that twilight state, the subconscious takes the image, the word, the mantra, and works tirelessly while you rest. Tonight you are invited into this secret doorway. Not a temple built of stone, not a mountain far away, but the quiet threshold of your own sleep. When you lie down, when the world finally fades, you will hold in your hands a key. And the key is this: relax and repeat. Simple. So simple it almost sounds too easy, but in this softness lies power. For the subconscious does not respond to force. It responds to repetition in a state of ease. This is the first act of creation. To realize that what you whisper at the gates of sleep will echo in the chambers of tomorrow. So remember this: bedtime is not the end of the day. It is the beginning of your new world. Do not fall asleep as you were. Fall asleep as you wish to be. Let your final words be your future. Let your last thought be your prayer. And let the mantra carry you into rest, where the unseen begins its work. Relax and repeat. You know the doorway now, the moment before sleep, but knowing is not enough. The question is, how do you walk through it? For most, the night is not peace, it is a battlefield. You close your eyes and the mind begins its noise. Lists, regrets, fears, the body restless, sleep delayed. This is why Neville begins here. Step 1. Relax before the mantra. Before the words comes the surrender of the body. Lie down. Feel the weight of yourself pressing into the mattress. Notice your breath. Do not control it, simply witness. Let the rhythm slow by itself. Tension will rise. Shoulders tight, jaw clenched. Release them one by one. Imagine every muscle softening as though melting into the bed. The world cannot reach you here. The body's stillness is your first key. For when the body is still, the mind follows. And only then can the mantra slip past the gates of resistance. Step 2. Choose the mantra. This is not a poem, not a paragraph, not a desperate plea. The subconscious accepts only what is simple, direct, present. Choose one phrase short enough to be a breath. Isn't it wonderful? I am loved. I am secure. I have succeeded. The words are not magic by themselves. What makes them living is the feeling you breathe into them. Neville said, "It is not the words that matter, but the assumption behind them. So choose carefully. Choose what you long for as though it already is." Step 3. Repeat. Now comes the heart, the repetition. You are not chanting with force. You are not shouting in your mind. You are whispering inwardly, softly, gently, like rocking yourself to sleep. Isn't it wonderful? Pause. Breathe. Feel. Isn't it wonderful? The words move with your breath slower each time, until they stop feeling like something you are saying and begin to feel like something that is. This is the moment the seed is planted. Make no mistake, resistance will appear. At first, the words may feel false. The mind may shout, "But I am not secure. But I am not loved." Old fears rise, insisting on their place. But remember, the mantra is not about convincing the conscious mind. It is about impressing the subconscious. And the subconscious listens not to debate, but to repetition in stillness. So when doubt comes, you do not fight. You return to the rhythm. Softly. I am secure. Again, I am secure. Not with tension, with calm. Like waves on a shore, shaping stone through time. There is a golden moment, that drowsy edge where you are neither fully awake nor fully asleep. Neville called this state the bridge of incidents. It is here that the subconscious is most open. Here that the seed sinks deep. Do not worry about doing it right. If you are relaxed, if the words are gentle, if drowsiness carries you, then you are already in the place. Let the mantra escort you into the dark. Picture it this way. Each night you plant a seed. The mantra is the seed. Sleep is the soil. You do not dig it up in the morning to check if it sprouted. You do not question the soil. You simply trust. And in time, without your effort, without your strain, life rearranges itself around the seed you planted. This is why Neville said, "Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and let it carry you into sleep." Let me show you what this looks like in living examples. The woman who longed for love. She lay alone, night after night, whispering her loneliness to the dark. And the loneliness returned to her every day. But then she changed. Each night she began repeating, "I am cherished. I am cherished." At first it felt empty, yet she persisted not with force but with softness. Weeks passed. She began to feel lighter, calmer, as though someone unseen already loved her. And then she met him, not by searching, not by desperation, but by the quiet magnetism of her new state, the student who feared failure. Exams loomed. His mind spun with panic. Each night he rehearsed disaster, until he tried Neville's practice. Lying down, he repeated, "I always succeed. I always succeed." He imagined the feeling of handing in his paper with confidence. The fear subsided, his mornings became clearer, his focus sharper. And when the exams came, he passed with ease. Not because of luck, because his nights had already prepared the ground. The man crushed by debt. Every evening his mind shouted numbers, threats, deadlines. Sleep was a torment, but one night he surrendered, relaxed, repeated, "I am free, I am secure." For months he planted this seed night after night. Slowly, unexpected opportunities arose. Work offered, debts dissolved. His world shifted, and he knew. It began with the words he carried into sleep. Why it works. Because the subconscious cannot distinguish between real and imagined. It accepts what you feel to be true. And the night is when the subconscious is most open. During the day, the conscious mind guards the door, arguing, doubting, resisting. But at night, as you drift, the guard falls asleep, the seed slips through. This is why bedtime is sacred. This is why your last thought is the script for tomorrow. You may wonder, how long must I repeat? The answer: until drowsiness takes you, not for hours, not in strain, but until the words become the lullaby of your sleep. Even if you only repeat 10 times, if you do it in that relaxed state, it is enough. The seed is planted. Consistency is the true power. Night after night, relax and repeat. Understand this. You do not have to figure out how it will happen. That is not your role. The subconscious arranges circumstances, draws people, opens doors. Neville called this the bridge of events. Life reshapes itself silently, invisibly, until what you assumed within becomes fact without. So your task is simple. Relax, repeat, sleep, trust. Do you see the beauty of it? The practice is not heavy. It is not complicated. It is as gentle as a breath, as soft as a whisper. Relax and repeat. Relax and repeat. This is how tomorrow is born. Each night the same rhythm. Each night the same seed. Until your whole world blossoms into the image you carried into sleep. So tonight, when you lie down, remember this. Do not carry fear into the dark. Do not let worry be your final companion. Choose the seed. Choose the mantra. Whisper it softly, gently, until sleep takes you by the hand. This is the practice. This is the law. This is the gift Neville gave. Relax. And repeat. And so we arrive at the moment of revelation. You have learned the doorway. You have practiced the rhythm. You know now the power of the last thought before sleep. But what is the fruit of this practice? What happens when you relax and repeat night after night? The answer is simple. You awaken in a new world. At first, the changes may seem invisible. You plant the seed, yet the soil is dark. You whisper the words, yet your life looks the same. But silently, below the surface, movement begins. The subconscious is at work. The greatest shift happens not outside, but inside. You begin to feel different, lighter, calmer. more at home in yourself. This is the first proof that the mantra is not just shaping your world, it is reshaping you. And then, slowly, the outer life follows. A phone call you did not expect, an opportunity arriving at the perfect time, a chance meeting that changes everything. Neville called this the bridge of events. Life organizes itself around the seed you planted. Circumstances bend, people play their part. The world becomes your mirror. What you once begged for, you now live in, because you carried it into sleep as though it were already true. And notice this, it did not come from strain. It did not come from endless effort. It came from gentleness, from softness, from repeating a simple phrase until the subconscious said yes. This is real. This is the paradox of Neville's teaching, that the most powerful practice is also the simplest. Relax, repeat, sleep, that is all. And yet, that is everything. Picture this. A listener just like you tries this practice for 30 nights. Each evening they lie down, let go, and choose their mantra. Night after night, the same rhythm, relax, repeat, drift away. The first week, little changes. But by the second, a calmness arises, a subtle confidence. By the third, circumstances begin to shift. By the fourth, something undeniable has happened. The seed has sprouted, and when they look back, they realize it was not one great effort, not one moment of force. It was the accumulation of quiet nights, of whispered words, of simple repetition. This is the proof. Life does not change in noise, it changes in the silence before sleep. So now I ask you, what will you carry into sleep tonight? Will you fall asleep rehearsing fear? Or will you plant a new seed? Will you let the old world repeat itself? Or will you repeat your chosen world into being? The choice is yours. The practice is simple. The invitation is eternal. Relax and repeat. Make it your ritual, not just once, not just when you remember, but every night as faithful as the setting sun. The bed is your temple, the pillow is your altar, the words are your prayer, and as you close your eyes, you enter the holy space where imagination becomes reality. Do not waste it. Do not drift into the dark with fear. Enter it with faith, with vision, with the mantra alive on your breath. So hear these words as a blessing over your night. May you lie down in peace. May you soften into stillness. May the mantra rise within you like a gentle flame. And as you repeat, may sleep carry your words deep into the unseen. And may the morning bring you closer to the world you have chosen. Relax and repeat. Relax and repeat. Relax and repeat. Do not complicate it. Do not doubt it. Simply do it. Tonight and tomorrow night and the night after. For life is built one seed at a time. And each seed is planted in the soil of sleep. This is Neville's gift. This is your power. Relax and repeat.